is Danièle Obono. She's a politician and political activist. Danièle is a National Assembly member from Paris, standing for France Insoumis, has an outstanding record of anti-war and anti-racist campaigning. Welcome, Danièle.
Hi, everyone, and thank you again for inviting me to this very important event. As an internationalist and an elected official, I really feel it's not only my duty to stand in solidarity with the Yemeni people, but also to hold my government accountable for its active and passive role in what is actually taking place. My fellow La France Insoumise MPs and I have repeatedly questioned our government about its involvement in this horrible war. And they would say, oh, this war is wrong. Yes, they say it's awful, but there's nothing we can do. And it's very complicated. It's very complex. To my point, and that's my main point today, about the responsibility of my government, but the Western government as a whole. This war, and it has been said by previous speakers, is not inevitable. It's not a fatality. And more than ever, it's the fruit of the consequences of political choices or political actions. Arundhati Roy used to say that we must not complicate what is simple, nor simplify what is complex. So let's repeat some pretty facts, pretty awful facts. Around 250,000 people are already dead in Yemen. 80% of Yemenis are living in poverty. 2/3 of Yemenis depend on humanitarian aid or for food. Less than 50% of the health facilities operate. An 80% drop in GDP has been witnessed between 2013 and 2015. The famine that threaten now nearly 30 million Yemenis. 24 million children are malnourished. And above and with COVID, there are also news about a cholera epidemic. So the fact that this war must end is not anything complex. What is the French government doing? It sells arms to Saudi Arabia. It was indicated in a confidential note from the Directorate of the Military Intelligence that was transmitted to the President of the Republic, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Army, and the Foreign Ministers in 2018. And it was revealed to the press that we sell cannons, missiles, and ships to Saudi Arabia. That note made it very clear that these weapons are indeed used for offensive purposes and may have been used to commit war crimes, in particular the bombing of civilian population. The guns are deployed along the Saudi-Yemeni border, so there is nothing complex about this. France is also in breach of the Arms Trade Treaty, which prohibits the transfer of arms that could be used to commit war crimes or crimes against humanity, and oblige state parties to deny export if it considers that there is a risk that the arm could be used to commit war crimes and crimes against humanity. That is not complex at all either. The site of French multinational Total has been used as a prison by the regime, and President Macron has received with all honors the Saudi leaders. That is not complex at all. So I could keep going on about those facts that shows the direct involvement of our government in France, but other governments in the Western world about this. I just wanted to end by saying that the involvement of our government is part of what is going on. So our involvement as people, and especially as elected officials, is also part of what can happen. Our government bears a responsibility for those deaths, this famine, and the catastrophic situation, and this has to stop. Our responsibility is to make it happen, and I urge everyone listening now to spread the word, to phone their elected official, to send emails in order to be part of this very important movement that can actually stop what is happening in Yemen. So let's do it together. And I repeat my deep, sincere solidarity to the people of Yemen. And thank you very much for organizing this action. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Danielle. That was fantastic. And I think the point she makes about the fact that the war isn't inevitable is very, very important. We have, in fact, an opening at the moment where not only is public opinion, I think, around the world turning against the war, but also we have a US president who, at least partly under pressure, has promised to end US support for the war on Yemen. And that's something that, you know, should give us hope, but it's something that means we have to increase our mobilization and we have to build the movement to keep the pressure up.